Hey folks, welcome to Kaisers Kastle. I know a lot of you are like, crap, what's he talking about migrating to Pornhub? Oh, that's the new thing happening right now. Notice a couple of gun channels have moved over to Pornhub. I guess their TOS is a little better than YouTube's at the moment. In all honesty, these guys probably are either doing it for a stunt or just to keep their stuff out there. I can understand it either way, but I see something different. A lot of people have been talking about the propaganda war, this, that, and the other. Well, if you go and think about how the culture right now is all about safe spaces, right? And liberals have always said gun magazines, gun videos, that kind of thing, that's just gun porn. That's what they say anyways, right? Well, maybe to them it is pornography, okay? But you think about the degenerate lifestyle that most people will have who visit porn sites. What could be more fitting to take away their safe space? I think more of this should be done. I think the porn sites should start to become mostly guns. Mostly man stuff, real stuff. So that those that bask in their little frailties, that can't get a woman and don't know how to be a man, well, maybe they might listen. I think, shoot, churches should start going on Pornhub. Find out all these little sites. I've linked in the description below. The BBC has a whole big write-up on it. Honestly, I think this is a brilliant move. And I'm going to tell you why. In my opinion, and I am the foremost expert on my opinion, nobody else is more of an expert on it than I am. Gun owners have ceded too much ground, made too many compromises. It's time for others to make those compromises. In the BBC article, they're talking about some mother who's griping that in a children's program, they were showing kids how to sharpen a knife. My son was a Cub Scout, then a Weeblo, and then a Boy Scout, and just like Papa, he's an Eagle Scout. Guess what? Young men need to know how to sharpen knives, because a sharp knife is a safe knife. A dull knife, you're more likely to put too much pressure on it. It'll slip, and then it will impale the kid or something instead of just getting a nicked finger if he's whittling. And yes, whittling is something that kids do. Remember, occupy the hands. Idle hands cause people to migrate to Pornhub. You know, a lot of this is tongue-in-cheek, but in all honesty, some of what I'm saying is logical if you think about it. With that being said, I think we should take over more platforms. Not just there, we should also start migrating to mines. Zuckerberg's already killing his own company. Let's help him. YouTube wants to kill its company. Let's help them. I'll stay on it until they throw me off. I'm sure my site I had a long time ago will be kicked off post-haste. Because, you know, I was a military guy. Shoot, they might pull this one. Because I had guns from my military days that I was carrying. Oh my God. Isn't it weird? Virtues that we used to consider manly. Things we used to consider valorous. Honorable. These kind of things are now getting painted with a broad brush of sadness. And it's sadness not because of what we do or even the perception. It's a sadness of twisted ideology on the left. And they are far too intelligent to realize that they're completely and totally wrong and ignorant. So why not take over their platforms? Why not start running ads everywhere that they think is a safe space? You'll say, well, we're feeding them their platforms money. We're doing this, we're doing that. You know what? You might be right. You just might be right. But if you don't do something, then you allow them to have a safe space and you allow them to control the conversation. So what is more healthy? Controlling the conversation, or at least throwing yourself in so it doesn't become an echo chamber that just starts building upon itself, and the politicos are only going to listen to the squeaky wheels, or we throw some squeak in that wheel. We throw a monkey into their wrench. Let's jam up the gears real good. As Dana Lash, with her one NRA video did, she holds up the New York Slimes, about to, Pinchy, whatever his name is, Burger or something, holds up a match or a lighter like she's going to burn it up, and she goes, why should I waste my time? You're doing a good enough job yourself. Well, for all you accelerationists out there, why aren't you helping accelerate? Why don't you start putting all kinds of emblematic, fashy stuff on Pornhub? Political speech. Stuff to make people real uncomfortable. Shake this thing up a little bit. I don't care, in all honesty, because whatever they do, they'll do. I'll always find a place to put my stuff. And if that means I got to migrate to Pornhub or somewhere else, all the better. Maybe I might work up the courage to actually show me myself naked. You know, I'm lying about that. Nobody wants to see that. But in all honesty, I do think it's time that we do if nothing else, this could be an awesome protest. Just shake things up. You know, why be normal? We've been normal for this long. And what's it gotten you? Has it gotten you a win? Has it gotten you any further? Did anybody ever say, wow, you're actually controlling a narrative? No, they haven't. Well, this is setting a fucking narrative. Whether you like that narrative or not, the guys who are doing this right now have balls that clank when they walk. Now, that's just my 2 cents and my opinion. But if you think about it, there's some logic in it. And I'm honest to God, preachers, I don't care of what faith, migrate over to Pornhub. That'd be one hell of a troll. And you got to admit, in the end, you might get some converts, right? Pull them out of their degeneracy. You just don't know what this will reap. You know, when it's gotten to the point that mothers are complaining that their son's learning how to sharpen a knife from a program, a TV program on YouTube, where's it going to end? Are they going to take the cooking channels off of it? There's all kinds of blades on that. You know, I might not feel safe watching a chef. He might cut his finger. Are they going to... They're not going to stop the meth channels. They're not going to stop the dope channels. How long did it take for them to stop all that little pedophile crap on YouTube? And they probably haven't gotten all that. See, there's a problem here. There's a big problem. Priorities, logic, reason. It's all out the back door now, right? And you know when it started? When you took God out of the classroom. When you made human life, especially innocent baby life, and I've never gotten into this debate, and I'm not going to now, but I'm going to give my opinion on it. When you've made human life able to be sucked down a drain, and when you open the borders to hordes of people from the third world that can never and will never, because they will refuse to assimilate to American culture. Why should they have to when they can ghettoize themselves in their own little communities? Why should we think, and I'm talking that with the people with gun culture, why should we think like them and ghettoize ourselves in just YouTube? Why are we living in a ghetto, the internet ghetto? Why don't we break this thing? Let's break paradigms. Let's shift it in whatever manner we have, but let's take it in a positive direction. And yeah, we can go to these sites and people can talk smack, but guess what? They're talking. More talk, not less. We need to keep this conversation going. And I say by any means necessary, we keep this conversation going. Well, that's my view coming directly from the physical manifestation of the war room and Kaisers Kastle being rebroadcasted off my county seats courtroom clock tower. God bless, be well, and y'all take a seat on my big orange couch, get all comfy, pour yourself a nice cold whatever or hot whatever, wherever you're from, and sip and relax. Shuff out.